I have to relearn the mechanics again. It's gonna suck. And I also have to learn 2 new mechanics apparently. So, which there's not a lot of buttons left. So I'm curious how we're gonna be able to do them. Because she already has a lot of abilities right now. Now I'm assuming we're gonna get a. Oh yeah, I forgot we're in the janitor thing. I'm assuming we're gonna get a call. Dark place. Wait, is he giving the mission? That's so random.
Yeah, I found a file on the old director, Northmore. It didn't list any date of death. You know anything about that?
Could be an error.
Oh, yeah, I've already heard this conversation. Let me change real quick, because this is kind of random, so let me change real quick. We got a lot of outfits. It's my civilian. My comfy suit. My Emily suit. My mustard yellow suit. This would be so much nicer if it was actually like more of a golden. It's like totally a mustard color and it's so ugly. If it was more yellow or more orange, it would be like one or the other, but it's a weird mid ground and it's ugly. Let's do the asynchronous. It's her badass one. Oh, investigate the sector elevator? Oh, then what the hell do you want? Hold on. Oh god, I lost him. Where'd he go?
Any luck finding the armory?
None.
Man, I never thought I'd be working in the executive sector. Look at me now, Ma.
What the hell did you want?
Marshall's been missing for a while now. Any ideas where she could be?
The last time I saw her was in maintenance when I was leading the Rangers out of the Atlas. Yeah, I told her it was a sin.
Did you ask where she...
But,
Not really, but thanks.
Okay, so I guess we're just not gonna tell him. We gotta act like nothing happened. I gotcha. That's kind of stupid. I was like, I was actually expecting them to update that conversation so she lets him know that, you know, she's dead. But whatever. Missed opportunity, I guess. If I go out a little bit, I just want to test my abilities real quick because I haven't done them in a while. Here we go. Okay. Okay, so we hold this, launch, shield dash, or I'm sorry, yeah, this, and then B should be, yeah. That's that one. Let's do that. Anything? This is to switch weapons. What do I have right now? I believe that's Pierce. I'm just making sure not being a fool. Oh, and that's the melee. Okay, gotcha. I think that's all of the stuff that we can do. Real quick, let's put Shatter on here because that's one of the things that we need to do. Can I replace any of these? No. Okay. Consecutive kills boost 108%. Holy shit, it's insane. Okay, I think I'm good. I think I am confident. Let's go. It's good to reacquaint yourself with the controls. Oh,
there was something there, reaching for her, trying to make her act. It was a distress call. Faden sensed a drowning man. A hunger in the dark. Investigation sector.
Investigation sector.
oh
huh?
great! Now he's gonna control my life.
We should check this out.
Can't even control your life, dude. Why you gonna fucking write my life? You bitch! Leave me alone! Don't want to be in your story, you little dick. Which is a little greedy, because look what happened to him. It's like, what if we get trapped with his dumb ass? Oh, whoa, it's dark. The one thing I've always hated about this game is whenever you start in a new area, or like you fast travel or whatever, your energy goes back to like your first energy thing. Oh. Oh, it is very dark in here. And so you like have to wait for it to reload. Hold on. Let me make sure it's actually tracking this. It's not. That's what I thought. Collectibles. Oh, hotline! Yeah. Wait, I can filter it now? Oh my god. Yes.
Darkness engulfed the elevator. There was something there. A presence. Jesse Faden could hear it. A call. It was faint, reaching for her from a dark place. Faden was sensitive to visitations. She had them all the time. From her guiding star and the previous director. She was the perfect receiver. As if she'd been made for this. Faden paused to feel it. The force at play here. It was changing things around her, subtle. Trying to make her act. Faden didn't like that. Her guide felt it too. Polaris didn't flare up in defense as with the hiss. So it wasn't all bad. Not a hostile transmission. It was powerful, but it was coming from far away. And made weak because of the distance. It was a distress call. Faden sensed a drowning man. A man desperate to escape. She sensed something else too. A hunger in the dark. Not unlike the hostile resonance. Waiting. She knew that desperate acts can have grim consequences. It was this, more than the man's despair, that made her follow the call. The elevator lights winked back on. The darkness receded like a memory. There was a new button on the elevator control panel. Investigation Sector. Faden pressed the button. The elevator doors slid shut with practiced bravado.
There he is again with that fucking metaphor bullshit. I'm really glad that they did that, though. Oh, that's kind of a creepy picture right there. I don't like that. I don't know if that's always been there, if they just added that, but either way, love that that's there.
Hello? Anyone here?
Guess not.
Mr. Kirkland, here are latest agents confirmed missing, presumed dead from the containment breach yesterday. Agent Jonathan Connor, researcher Ezra Cruz, Agent Caroline Dempsey, Agent Lindsay Malcolm, Agent Charles Murray, Agent Derek Shaw. Letters of condolence will be delivered to you to sign prior to sending them to their families. You'll be updated as soon as additional confirmations are made. Also, per your request, a network engineer checked how many cases were backed up digitally. Unfortunately, a large number of active investigations were not archived yet, and the only hard copies of reports exist behind the firebreak. They're lost, I'm afraid. 2017. I'm noticing the dates.
Seems a lot more crowded than the rest of the Bureau.
A tractor supplement. Note, miscommunication led to a local coroner examining the body of William Burrow. Burrow, William, male, Caucasian, case summary, 33-year-old man found dead on his property per police report. Remains obtained for coroner's office also include blood, urine, bile, stomach contents, and bone fragments. This was in 2019? Oh, not acquired. It was seen. Okay, I gotcha. Autopsy findings: blunt force injuries, head, lacerations, left ear, cheek, blunt force injuries, extremities, dislocation right knee, complete avulsion of the right upper extremity with associated fracture of the proximal right humerus, extensive trauma abdominal region, a complete avulsion of multiple organs including stomach, heart, liver, pancreas, kidneys, and portions of the large and small intestine, all missing from scene. Conclusion: it is my opinion that Mr. Burrow's death is not the result of a mechanical accident as claimed by authorities. The removal of organs is consistent with animal attack. Really? It's a bit gruesome, though. What the fuck? Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Didn't mean to knock shit over. I just really like reading shit. And I'm being fed right now. Darling. Per authorization from Mr. Kirkland, internal investigation was launched into the ethical practices of Dr. Casper Darling, head of research. Despite the accounts of anonymous blank regarding inhumane treatment of a blank currently housed in the Bureau, our official findings regarding this were inconclusive. I wonder if this is talking about her brother. Numerous obstacles arose during this investigation. The majority of blank sector personnel seemed to be wholly unaware of any such blank contained there. One blank confirmed that blank's codenamed to be blank, but all files pertaining to that name were inaccessible, being classified under the highest clearance level. Investigators were similarly blocked from entering the blank research wing to interview its staff. The matter was further complicated by the lack of clarity on whether non-human paranatural entities warrant humane treatment. While this investigation cannot address any charges against Dr. Darlin, we do recommend an investigation into blank research. No surprises there, though. So they even knew that Darling was a piece of shit. Yeah. I mean, I think it would be really hard to miss. It wasn't being subtle by any means. Mr. Dennis, a request came through recently from an FBI agent asking for all our files on Bright Falls, specifically on the disappearance of the author, Alan Wake. I almost called him Alan. Per the Interagency Information Exchange Agreement, I had some paper pushers gather up a folder of all the pre-approved files. Don't worry, all the inappropriate material is either missing or redacted. But I'm writing to let you know that we received this request from a special agent named Alex Casey. What? Sounds familiar, right? That's because Alex Casey is the name of the fictional detective in those hard-boiled crime books Alan Wake wrote. Yeah. Pretty interesting that an FBI agent sharing a name with the most famous character Wake wrote is looking into a case dealing with the writer's fiction coming true. I think this is worth looking into, but what's your opinion? Just give the word and I'll start surveillance on the guy. He sure did. He sure did. Okay, interesting. This is why I love reading these. I love that they just littered this everywhere. Okay, let's see if there was more. I know there was more, so I don't want to go towards anything too juicy. Let's see. Resignation letter. To whom it may concern, it is with great anger and regret that I tender my resignation as head of investigations for the Federal Bureau of Control. I do this in protest of the rampant disregard for my department's blank. I wonder if it's safety? My staff cannot continue to work in these conditions. Previous requests and warnings have fallen on deaf ears, so I must now rely on my actions to speak louder than my words ever could. I blame this situation on our blank, who has routinely ignored my request for assistance in reclaiming the parts of the investigation sector lost to the blank loose inside. I will... Oh, I'm getting a call. It's from Florida. I'm gonna ignore it. Who has routinely ignored my requests for assistance, blah, blah, blah. I will never forget the screams of brave agents begging for us to open that firebreak. I will carry that shame for the rest of my days. The blank has failed his agents. I shall never forgive him for that. Sincerely, William Kirkland. Okay, so something happened, obviously. Can I move these? Scoozy. Keystone inspection. Mr. Cookland. Cookland? Wow, what the fuck is wrong with me today? Mr. Kirkland. We stopped at Keystone on our way to the target AWE like you asked. I'm sending my report directly to you to try and keep a lid on this Grumman Morales desertion issue. We didn't find any sign of them here. Given their records, it is possible they've switched teams like you suspected, but I don't think that's the case. An event definitely occurred here in Keystone, and I think Grumman and Morales got caught up in it. The entire population has vanished into thin air. Reminds me of the Ordinary case, but that was just the adults, if I'm remembering the file correctly. This is different. I think our guys are casualties, not traitors. If it was an AWE, it seems to be over. We walked through the whole town, and the only strange thing we noticed were markings on various buildings. 2 overlapping circles with a dot in the shared space. Could be unrelated. I'll show you the pictures when I get back. In the meantime, you should send a team out here to cordon this place off and maybe get the comms guy working on a cover story. Sincerely, Agent Keenum. I like that it stays in the new. Okay, I don't exactly want to go upstairs yet. I'm just looking around. I want to absorb as much information as possible. There's something right here. Staffing issue. Mr. Dennis, so yes, there's an increase in AWE cases, and yes, it would be a good idea to put together a special task force to examine exactly why that is. However, it seems that a tiny little detail has slipped through the cracks. We don't have the damn staff. If you expect us to detect, investigate, and process more AWE cases, you need to give us more people. It's simple math. Between the staff we lost in the Hartman thing and the ones who left for other departments after Kirkland quit, we're barely managing to keep up with the workload. Hell, just filing the paperwork for all the altered items we left behind in the sector has been an ordeal. Another thing, and this is going to sound paradoxical, but we have an overcrowding situation. This lobby isn't meant to accommodate a whole sector's worth of staff. We put forward a motion to move investigations to a more suitable location months ago. It better not still be sitting on your desk. The people are getting restless, and as Kirkland's interim replacement, it's your job to handle it. Best regards, Agent Grayson. So people are getting annoyed. So we got Sector Head Office and Firebreak. Okay. To Chief Investigator Dennis. It happened again. Third time this year. Something certainly has it out for our blank. Could be raccoons, the locals certainly complain about them enough, but why the hell would raccoons keep going after a monitoring station? Doesn't add up. Anyway, I've got a bureau tech going to the site next week to take a look. Next on the list of recurring problems is the staff at the Lake House Research Station. How am I supposed to effectively keep an eye on Blank Lake if they won't let me see any data? Hell, I don't even know what they're researching out there. We need to petition them again to share their info with investigation agents. It's only a matter of time before this blank hits again and I want to be prepared. Anyway, if anyone at HQ asks why the Bright Falls report is a little thin this month, tell them it's because we couldn't take any readings. In the meantime, I might invest in some raccoon traps. Sincerely, Agent Estevaz. Okay, so they're at the lake in Bright Falls, I'm assuming. That seems to make the most sense. Now, oh shit. How do you open the, hold on. There it is, okay. I don't think it matters. Okay. I don't think it necessarily matters which way we go. Sector head office. Look at all this information. Maybe I should probably get the fast travel unlocked before I go any further. Summary. Dr. Rhea Underhill is a professor at the University of Woodrow in the United Kingdom, where she teaches biology with a focus on botany. Dr. Underhill once worked with the Bureau as a parabotanist stationed in the research sector of the oldest house. Oh yeah, Underhill. Yeah, okay. Sorry. I remember her. She served with no incidents or demerits and is praised by those who formerly worked with her, including Dr. Darling. Dr. Underhill has no known connections to paracriminal organizations or any record of breaching her NDAs since leaving the Bureau. Her civilian behavior has been ideal with the exception of an ongoing personal relationship with Dr. Darling that appears to have begun during their time as co-workers in the research sector and revisited intermittently ever since. Depending on the duration of her work in the oldest house, it may be required to have both parties sign a relationship's clearance form. This investigation has found no compelling reason to deny Dr. Darling's request to offer Dr. Underhill an interim position with the aim of finding a solution to the mold threshold issue. Yeah, okay. So that's talking about when they brought her back, unofficially brought her back. Director investigation. Per authorization from Mr. Kirkland, blank blank was launched into the blank of Director Zachariah Trench. A recent change in blank witnessed in Director Trench, including aggressive blank when blank with other staff has been observed. However, this investigation is aimed at interpreting this issue rather than proving it. Notable blank between Director Trench and Dr. Darling has been witnessed by numerous Bureau staff. Although both declined to meet for an interview on the matter, witness accounts suggest their arguments center around the dimensional research wing and the blank kept inside. However, no evidence exists to confirm Director Trench's blank as anything more than interpersonal disagreements. This investigation has concluded that Director Trench's behavior is not indicative of any blank and that his fitness to lead is not in question. Maybe it should have been in question, just saying. I like a little spaceman hat. Trench, official warning. Kirkland, I am growing tired of your blatant attempts to lay your incompetence at my doorstep. I know you want this to be true, but you are head of investigations. This failure is your responsibility. What did you think would happen holding a dangerous specimen in investigations? The containment sector exists for a reason. They are better trained and better equipped for this type of work. In fact, they have admirably taken on certain AWE monitoring responsibility that your staff are no longer capable of. This happens more and more now. I don't think your petty internal investigations have gone past my notice. You are a worm. Everything I've done has been for the benefit of the Bureau. The Prime Candidate program only failed because of Darlin. You are both failures plotting against me. You are traitors, but the truth will emerge out of you. You're choosing to become my enemy, Kirkland. You don't want to be. Okay, so he's kind of losing it. Okay, so maybe we can go upstairs. Because I think we don't actually progress forward until we open that door. Which is how I like it. So, let's go upstairs. I wonder what would happen if I put the power thing right here. Tractor procedures. Item is not in Bureau custody. None known. A Frank Elk tractor, olive green, dried blood on the grill when last seen. Item is capable of vocalized responses or growls in unmanned locomotion. Considered highly aggressive and dangerous. If I have to deal with the tractor in this one, I'm going to be very upset because that sounds fucking scary. The item first came to the Bureau's attention after the death of William Burrow, owner of Burrow Farm outside of Trenton, Texas. Local authorities arrived on scene after an employee found the mutilated body of Mr. Burrow beneath his tractor. Police arrived but were immediately driven away by the tractor. Panicked calls to federal authorities were intercepted by Bureau communications staff. A team was dispatched. Upon arrival, the agents approached the item. It responded by growling like a bear. 3 agents were injured when they tried to detain the item, which escaped. Aerial searches for the item are ongoing. Speaking to Mrs. Burrow only revealed that she had a domestic altercation with Mr. Burrow earlier that night of the incident. Whether these events are connected is currently unknown. So maybe it's like a loyal dog, in a sense? Kind of protecting her? Ethics investigation. Per authorization from Mr. Kirkland, internal investigation was launched into the illegality of the Prime Candidate program, blank by the Federal Bureau of Control. Since all known subjects relevant to the investigation use executive privilege to decline interviews, very little first-hand information was gathered. However, anonymous sources and documentation declassified by Mr. Kirkland both paint an alarmingly clear picture of systematic blank and blank were brought into the oldest house and placed under blank examination and testing with the aim of appointing one as director upon maturity. This program has produced no successful cases and only resulted in the traumatic blank of paranaturally inclined blank. Not only is this in breach of the Ash Act, but it flies in the face of basic human blank. This investigation team unequivocally blank the Prime Candidate program and recommends that it be blank immediately. So obviously they didn't want it to actually be a thing. They didn't care.
There. Now that gate should open.
Oh, I needed to do that? I didn't even know that. I was just kind of exploring. Hi. We love accidentally doing stuff that actually progresses the story. Specimen escape assessment. The purpose of internal investigation is to examine the containment failure of specimen SI-1 that resulted in the deaths of blank agents. An inspection report of the containment equipment 3 days earlier showed no faults. Investigators suspect human error to be the cause, yet no department has provided any evidence to support this. Technicians were able to recover the researchers' notes on the specimen from the internal network. On the blank of blank, the specimen began displaying a sharp increase in aggressive blank. Cross-referencing that date with various logs found that only 2 events inconsistent with the sector's daily routine. 1. The air filters were changed, and 2. An hour prior to the incident, a civilian named Alice Blank entered the sector regarding an unrelated investigation. Alice. You don't think that's Wake's Alice, is it? Given their connection to the same AWE cases, it is likely that Mrs. Blank's presence, you notice how the last name is blacked out, is relevant to the specimen's escape and to the blank. Investigation is ongoing. Alice was Alan's wife, right? I can't remember now. That was her name, right? Man, we're already half an hour in. Oh, game? Okay. Didn't want to move. Okay, let's unlock this area. I'm gonna try and save those for new abilities when we get them.
I'm no detective, but something definitely happened here.
Yeah? Okay, let's see. What's this case file? Blessed Organization. This group/individual has operated outside of the Bureau's notice for decades, perhaps longer, displaying a level of skill and caution rarely seen in paracriminal groups. A review of past cases has found various mentions of their activity over the years. In 2016, a production company called Blessed Pictures was connected to an altered item case. Oh yeah, I remember this. Yeah, it had to do with the... Apparently it didn't actually exist, but it did. A review of past cases has found various mentions of their activity over the years. In 2016, a production company called Blessed Pictures was connected to an altered items case as well as the death of an agent from an exposure to illicit paranatural materials. In 1994, a Los Angeles-based public speaker named Chester Bless was involved in the illegal use of an altered item. In 1988, a business called Blessed Repair and Service was suspected of involvement with an object of power case, perhaps even creating it. None of these businesses or individuals have ever been located. However, their connection to appearances of altered items and objects of power is too direct to be considered circumstantial. An arrest order has been issued for any persons believed to be involved with the Blessed Organization. Okay, so it's an organization, apparently. I didn't know that. Because when the first one that we saw of it, it was just a, like, movie thing that only produced a couple of movies. Am I not allowed to go in here? Okay, well, is this the rule of 3?
Do we know each other? This feels familiar. I can't seem to... I've forgotten it. I'm sorry. My name is Alan Wake. Who are you? Who are you? Do I know you?
I'm your friend Tom. Tom Zane. There's nothing to worry about.
Tom. The poet. The diver. You look different.
That was just a role. A character. The protagonist I played in my old film.
I'm you, but stronger.
An auteur like yourself.
Did he do Blessed Pictures?
Working on this together, remember? An artistic collaboration.
No. But that would make sense, though, if they were creating objects of power, and if his writing was creating shit. Might still be fucking with his mind. Oh yeah, no, it's definitely fucking with his mind. No question about that.
Endless darkness. Nothing holds still.
But we're very close now. You've been writing. I found a way to escape. It'll work this time.
Riding?
You found a way!
No. I don't... Wait. There's something. It's my double. He's out there. I've seen him.
Yeah. Nothing to worry about. I'm dealing with it. It's fine, my friend. Let me handle him.
You've met him? What the hell?
Now, come on. You misunderstand me.
Or he's fucking his own mind. The Alan we met may be long gone. I don't know, man.
That was Alan Wake, the writer who went missing in that AWE case I read about. What's he doing here?
What do you think?
And Thomas Zane was with him. The poet. No, wait. He was a filmmaker. I always remember that wrong.
See, now I think there's a reason they brought up the Blessed Pictures. Because now it seems like Zane may have actually been the cause of why the AWEs started increasing. Because if you remember, in the Blessed Pictures file, when they actually looked to find anything, it pretty much nothing existed anymore. Which is what Thomas did to himself, is made himself not exist anymore. Except for that shoebox. Okay, so it's the little Winga. It might be Thing of 3 again. Whoa. Pistol. What the hell did that do? There's the key.
Dr. Emil Hartman, devoured by hungry darkness, became the thing that had been Hartman. Broke loose, killed everyone it could, lurking, roaming, waiting. Then something else came. A resonance. The thing that had been Hartman went through another change.
Excuse? They're not talking about my Emily, are they?
Dr. Emil Hartman
Oh wait, they're
was
not.
desperate. The Federal Bureau of Control had stolen his life's work. This was his last chance, his final experiment.
Oh god.
What he'd been too scared to do before. Hartman dove into the lake, was taken, devoured by hungry darkness, became the thing that had been Hartman. Only an echo of him remained, fragmented impulses on autoplay, violent, bloodthirsty darkness in the driver's seat. Emerging from the lake, the thing was captured by the FBC, brought in, contained, studied. The thing broke loose, killed everyone it could. The FBC fell back and sealed the sector. The thing was alone in the dark, lurking, roaming, waiting. Then something else came. Not darkness, but similar enough. A sound. A resonance. It shouldn't be a surprise. If there's one, why not another? The darkness inside the thing could have been immune, could have resisted, fought, could have been passed by, passed through with no effect. But it didn't, and it wasn't. Maybe it had grown weaker over time, not aged. It was timeless, but weaker with no link to its source. A metamorphosis followed. The thing that had been Hartman went through another change.
I swear to God, if the hiss happened because of Alan, I'm gonna be annoyed. Because that's starting to feel like what's happening right now. Oh, rule of 3. The hiss invaded the already consumed Hartman and made him worse. I guess, but like, wild. Okay, so now it's unblocked. Oh, we got that bitch to deal with. Oh. Oh, we have to go that way, okay. Lovely, actually, I think we're going this way. Oh, God. Yo, you okay? Jesus Christ.
Creepy, damp, and abandoned. Why did Wake want me to come here?
You got a bathroom over here. Shaded facet. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. Before dealing with this. Am I? What the fuck?
That doesn't look like a house shift.
Okay.
Do I even want to know?
That's trippy as hell. Oh god, I'm trapped. Cool. I don't have to use this weapon anymore. Ooh, hit the wrong button. Oh god, okay. RIP. I didn't even realize that they were like sucking the life out of me. Oh, whoa. Surge. Surge fires adhesive munitions that detonate when manually triggered or if their timer expires. Oh, okay. So I need 3 confiscated motive. Okay. How much is that? Well, I really don't need to worry about the price because I have so many.
course, the hiss are already in here.
Okay, cool. We got all the confiscated motive. Let's go back and get the gun, I guess. It's not really anything that I could add to this, so I guess we'll do accuracy. I don't know if that matters to this. RT to fire a single adhesive grenade. Press RT to detonate that grenade. Oh, sorry. I keep hitting B. I don't know why. So I have to not be aiming down the sights. Place multiple grenades by firing while LT aiming. Stop LT aiming, then press RT. Okay. So I guess it just was gonna tell me that. I didn't really. I kind of figured that out on my own. Okay. Interesting. Foot gossip. Hello, my feet gossip at night and now I have to wear shoes to bed. Sincerely me. Okay.
Whoa. Looks like the house has gotten a little wild in here.
Hartman arrest. Emil Hartman. Victim names Alan Wake, Tor Anderson, Odin Anderson, Rudolph Dessel, Wendy Emerson Thomas. Officer name Special Agent Remy Dennis. Charges Code 4 kidnapping of altered individuals. Code 8 sanctions against altered organizations. Code 37 obstruction of Bureau investigation. Code 74 breaching the Ash Act. Additional notes. Offenders' property seized as evidence to be used in conjunction with an ongoing AWE investigation. Offenders' personal effects have been sent to research for analysis. After being cleared by Bureau researchers, all victims have been released. Biannual surveillance orders were assigned to each except the Anderson brothers due to their senility and Wake, possibly deceased. There's shit here. Oh! Gotcha. There we go. Oh, it's a hidden area. I don't think there's anything else in here, so I think we can just move forward. Oh, well. Can we go through service tunnel? I don't think that's where we're supposed to. What the fuck is that?
This darkness is blocking the door.
I think we're gonna need a flashlight.
Now I have to deal with an interdimensional noise and sentient shadows.
It really do be like that, you know.
Light burns it away, huh?
I'm so smart.
Makes sense.
Oh, yo, you were drained, dude. I don't think there's actually anything in here. Oh, wait, hold on. Yo, it's the mold. What's going on with the mold over here? Whoa! I guess there's nothing really to do here except for that, so... I thought maybe I was supposed to clear out the crap. So we're definitely gonna have to face him, which should be so fun. I think I was supposed to go through there because I think it was completely blocked off. Fire break, filing and processing. Yeah, that's the one that's blocked off. I am not looking forward. If the enemy's already eating my ass, I'm sure Emil's gonna just totally destroy me.
The third thing. The sound made darker, the darkness made louder. Hartman was stretched, like a worm through time. The third thing was a monster. Now he crashed out of darkness toward Faden.
Gee, thanks.
The resonance carves its way through the thing that had been Hartman, vibrating, remolding. The sound changes the darkness, and the darkness changes the sound. They both changed what remained of Hartman. They all turned into something else. A third thing. The sound made darker. The darkness made louder. Hartman was stretched. Stretched as anyone when seen from out of time, like a worm through time. Almost an Ouroboros, a spiral, a maelstrom. The gravity well of a black hole, twisting inward, tightening, taking you deeper and deeper to the bottom, the heart, and through to the other side. The third thing said, when you hear this, you will know you're a new you. He said, we build you till nothing remains. He said, under the conceptual reality, behind this reality, you must want these waves to drag you away. He said, baby, 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 yeah, orange peel. The third thing was a monster. He'd tear apart any ordinary person crossing his path. Now he crashed out of darkness toward Faden. There was nothing ordinary about Faden.
Oh, do we got a power core here somewhere? Oh, hold up. Yo, y'all got a light? Y'all got a light? Let me grab a light. Come here. You're coming with me. Eagle Limited Summary. Let's see. A train derailment resulting in 62 casualties and numerous injuries was suspected to have been the work of a paracriminal group known as Blank. As a result of this event, the agents discovered that one of the cars had become altered with a persistent auditory event. It remains to be determined whether the AWE was spontaneous or the direct result of the sabotage. The Bureau has been tracking said group at the time, and the intel gathered suggested an event of this caliber was imminent in Bloomington. As a result, a response team on site was able to respond to the train accident site within minutes of its occurrence. They arrived to find emergency processes underway, but also equipment left behind by the suspected group. A suspicious onlooker managed to elude agents after they attempted to make contact. Further investigation of the accident site revealed a curiously undamaged train car that exhibited an altered state when entered. This individual car was secured and transported to the investigation sector for further studies. I thought we weren't using the investigation sector. Oh, there's another power. The Shadow. A paranatural entity, aka the Shadow, is an aggressive blank consisting of 3 known types. Type A, localized manifestations of sentient blank capable of occupying organic and inorganic material as well as exerting blank over its surroundings. Type B, shaded individuals. Human bodies blank by the Shadow. These individuals become notably more aggressive but do seem to retain blank of their previous selves. Research is ongoing as to whether this condition is reversible. Type C, shaded objects similar to Type B except that inanimate objects are blank, solely to be used as destructive tools. Each type seems to work towards a shared goal, possibly targeting certain individuals, which may imply a shared link to blank intelligence. The threat this entity poses warrants immediate exploration of offensive/defensive measures. The investigation sector is being outfitted with additional lighting sources, some internally powered to prepare for the eventuality of a blank. Okay.
My understanding of the darkness is fragmented, incomplete. This abyss, this void, it very much does not wish to be understood. If light symbolizes knowledge, then it stands to reason that darkness would equate to ignorance. By its very nature, it abhors comprehension. Of course, my own nature drives me to comprehend all. We are opposing forces, destined to collide. And given this conflict of natures, we know that the light of truth will burn away the darkness, both figuratively and literally. Any significant light source can be used as protection, even weaponry against this metaphysical gloom. And then there are the artists. I know for a fact that Tom, Wake, the Anderson brothers, and Lane all had some involvement with the darkness. The question is whether their uncanny ability to affect reality through their art beckons the darkness, or did their work perhaps even create it? With Wake now secure in my lodge, I expect I shall grow closer to learning the answers to these questions. Assuming he cooperates, which is proving quite the challenge. Well, perseverance is the foundation of knowledge. Speaking of, I must be off on my rounds.
Did it? Seems like it's still going. Okay, we have 2 powered things. Ooh, that is blinding. We have 2 powered things, but no power sources for them. Oh god, it is so dark.
Reminder, all employees are required to report their hours at the end of each month. The Federal Bureau of Control maintains that time is not subjective, and hours passed on alternative planes cannot be claimed.
Oh my god.
Astral dives do not accumulate overtime compensation. Thank you for your attention.
Following the NASA FBC Coordination Agreement of 1972, the Bureau has provided NASA with numerous technological advancements based on our research, including the black rock lining now found in all spacefaring vessels. In return, all data gathered during space missions is made available for Bureau researchers to analyze. Recently, certain individuals have raised the concern that this relationship does not adequately benefit the Bureau, either intellectually or financially. A thorough examination of the costs accrued by both organizations has shown that the expense of NASA's recent launch of the Blank far outweighs any spending related to the processing and delivery of Blackrock. From its medium Earth orbit, the Blank will provide the Bureau with an unparalleled resource for remotely monitoring and photographing AWE sites, a resource that would be lost if the partnership ends. It is the opinion of this committee that maintaining a cooperative relationship with our colleagues at NASA is of vital importance. Okay. That's just gonna be the, you know. Oh, it's contracts.
Darkness everywhere. New day, same old bloody city, said the old way. Like tar but good for nothing. Get rid of it. The air in here is getting bad. The vents, they are full of mold shit. It's not good for you. Headache, nausea, mold, depression. How can you tell when you are feeling? Kysyisin saatana pääsää erilleen.
Uh-huh.
Lads in here have died standing up. Lighten them up.
Ah, more plants.
Jesse loves the
Alright.
plants.
Let's go make some new friends.
That was not what I was trying to do. I hope that did not do something. A black market hub specializing in the trade of occult talismans, relics, and other assorted ceremonial objects, as well genuine, altered, and paranatural materials, was raided in Blank Sec Republic by a team of special investigators. Unsuccessful attempts by suspects to escape using altered items resulted in numerous casualties and prevented the Bureau from questioning all participants. The following interrogations revealed that not only is there a vast network of these retailers, but that they seem to be gathering information on altered items and other paranatural materials from sources unknown to the Bureau. The Bureau's concern here is threefold. There is a growing underground market for paranatural materials, which implies a growing awareness of their existence among a niche group of the general public. These criminal individuals do not seem aware of the item's paranatural powers, and their attempts to activate them could prove devastating if done in populated areas. The motivations of these collectors are largely unknown. Kirkland, so you put me on desk duty just because I did the thing I was fucking hired to do, my job? Want to know what I call that? Bullshit. Asking us to interrogate these scum without using words like altered items or AWEs or paracriminal is the stupidest thing I've heard in my life. And I've heard some fucking stupid things. They already know the facts, how they know just as much as us, if not more, and they get to sit there laughing at us while we dance around our words trying to delete classified terminology. They already know the fucking terminology. If you think pulling me off the case will stop me, then think again. That piece of shit blew up those tracks. He killed those people, all to make a train turn altered. We have him dead to rights, and you need to let me back in that interrogation cell so I can get him to flip on his buddies. These people are terrorists and deserve to be treated as such. This won't stop unless we stop them. You can go ahead and put me on suspension, see if that slows me down.
Agent Fisher, day 6 inside the motel. Utilized surveillance methods are as follows. Fiber optic cameras slid under the individual room doors. Motion detectors in the lobby area. Tripwire, triggering a flash camera across the main entrance. Even fingerprint powder on the front desk. Results are varying at best. Mostly just inconclusive and unusable. The footage is corrupted. Sometimes even the equipment is damaged. I don't know how exactly. I think this place is making fun of me. That's the only explanation. I can hear them laughing and screaming behind the closed doors. I could hear the call bell going ding multiple times a day, but when I look, there's no one there. I know I'm supposed to stay out of sight, but I've seen the doors closing just before I can catch even a glimpse of anyone or anything. They're messing with me, whoever they are. I think... Wait, shh. There's something. I gotta get this. Gotta get the cable out. Come on, you fiber optic fuck, cooperate. Okay, there we go. All right, that was faint, but I definitely heard movement coming from the hallway. I think I might have finally caught one. Ha! The recording better work this time, or I swear to God I'm... What? Hello? Who's there? Oh, shit. I'm with the FBC. Move away from the door. I have a... Where's my...
Okay.